Greetings all. This thorny beast over here next to me is the Mysore Raspberry. It's native from Afghanistan all the way down through Taiwan, Malaysia, and the Philippines. So it's pretty much an Asian version of the black raspberry. Now, I grew up in the Midwest where we had the native black raspberry. And I had to learn later over time when I moved west and started talking to people about black raspberries that everybody go, oh, you mean blackberries? And I go, no, black raspberries. It's different. I didn't realize that they were actually only native in the northeastern United States over there in Canada. And that's why I knew all about them. We have a few tame varieties from those, Cumberland, Bristol, for instance, Munger. And they work well in the eastern U.S. where they're native. I tried them in California and they died from disease on me. A friend had a similar problem with them, so they don't put up with the West very well. Anyway, I have been a berry guy since I was, knee-high to a raspberry plant. Yeah, the berries were common where I grew up in the Midwest, in the rural areas along railroad tracks and things like that. We could find the Himalayan blackberries like you got all over Oregon and Washington. We could find the native black raspberry. In the lowland boggy areas, the red raspberry could be found. There were blueberries, mostly in the sandy pine barren regions, the gooseberry was around, the currant could be found. There were just so many berries, the juneberry even, could be found in that area. So I grew up, finding berries in the wild all over the place. And as a kid, wow, free food and delicious. I'd be picking baskets full of that stuff and bringing it home. And so my stepfather'd be making wine out of black raspberries and blackberries. My aunts would be making blueberry pies for me, So it's very, very positive childhood experience with me and berries. And so I'm an adult. I can't get over it. I'm still in my childhood stuff with berries. I love them. Now, the raspberry doesn't grow worth a darn here in Hawaii. I tried several varieties. None of them do well. That is the common garden types like Fall Gold or Indian Summer. Now, there are a few blackberries that will grow here. Natchez is good. Natchez is the University of Arkansas thornless blackberry that does fine in this area. Now we also have a few invasive species raspberries here that are just nasty. The giant Himalayan with the yellow berries on it, that thing, you even get near it and it grabs you and you'll never get back out. It's so thorny. There's another one here the county's after. I'm not sure if it's species. It looks like a thimbleberry. That they've been out spraying that thing. It's invasive here too. The Mysore in Hawaii also rates as an invasive species. So if you're going to grow this thing, you want to try to keep the birds from carrying the seeds all over, really is the main point. So far, my birds here in this area have not figured out that this is good food. I saw they pecked at a couple of them that got ripe, but that may change. But the crop on this thing is huge. It's one plant. I have hundreds and hundreds of beautiful black raspberries filling out on here. At the moment, almost everything is green. We had a few early ones that I brought in. We tried them, and they are very, very close to the flavor of the northeastern American black raspberry. It's real close. Subtle difference. I'm pleased. The yield is massive, okay? It's just huge. The biggest problem with these things is they have some vicious thorns, and the thorns are even worse than the native American black raspberry. They'll hook you, and the thorns are also on the back of the leaf stems, so you got to watch while you're picking. Yeah, it's maybe a one berry that I'm going to go out with a pair of pruning shears, and as the clumps get ripe, just prune it off, drop it in the basket, and then pull them off the stems in the house. because picking them off the stems individually in these plants is very difficult. So I'm looking for a Luther Burbank out there who thinks he has the capability of breeding the thorns off of this beast. It is the finest choice for a raspberry that we could find for Hawaii. Unfortunately, don't let it get loose. Aloha, hang loose.